Do you like liver dumplings?
Yeah.
Are they your favorite food?
Yeah.
Yeah. Today we're going on a field trip, but first I have to harvest a few things from the garden. Welcome to my mom's house. We are in my mom's kitchen and we are going to be making a family favorite recipe today, and it's liver dumplings. Hear me out when I say liver dumplings. It sounds like it's not very appetizing, but they are delicious. So we're gonna show you how to make them.
Yum, yum.
The liver dumplings are a regional dish that we don't know really where they came from. We think with a little bit of research, it was from southern Germany. There's a lot of German people that are here in this town. And so maybe that's where it came from, but outside of our small town, you can't really find liver dumplings a lot of different places. We're gonna show you how we make them. This is a very messy recipe and it's going to make your house smell funny, but it's well worth the effort. We're gonna let the blender do most of the work while we are chopping up all of these vegetables.
So we're gonna start with the onions. You gotta chop up 2 onions. We're gonna have to add celery, which little miss over here is helping us chop up celery.
We have 2 different kinds of liver that are here. We still have to grind our beef liver, but we have already ground our pork liver. We do our own butchering of beef and pork every year, so we do make this liver dumpling recipe enough that we do go ahead and package it in the amounts that we need, and we grind it with our grinder, so it makes it a lot easier. We are going to grind our beef liver. It is sliced, but we're gonna use our food processor, and we're just gonna grind it so that we can make this into a dough. Into the blender is going to be our onions and our celery and our parsley. That needs to be well blended. Do you want to put your celery in the blender?
I will help you.
I can help you. I just grab it from my board. I can't spit any.
Have it? Okay.
I mean, just
And then how much?
there.
Half a cup.
Half a cup of parsley.
Give me some. I want some too.
Here, you can cut this.
I'm gonna cut this one too. How do I cut it?
You just cut the leaves off.
Oh.
Is that okay?
I personally think that the parsley makes the dish, so I go a little heavy on it. And it's really important to use fresh parsley.
I'm going.
Dried parsley does not give it the same flavor that a fresh parsley will.
I have a lot of old cookbooks that I like to look at recipes for. This one was from a church. Our churches in the area they used to do fundraisers with cookbooks. And so all of the local people would submit recipes and then they would publish it and it would be a fundraiser. So in this book alone, there were 6 different liver dumpling recipes. So each family has their own recipe, their own way that they like to make it. Some of them have apples in them. Some of them have ground beef in them. Some of them have breadcrumbs in them. They're all a little bit different, and but the base is the same. It's liver, and there's onions, parsley, pepper, salt, allspice, cloves, eggs, and a lot of flour.
Some people are very specific to use chicken livers versus beef or pork liver. Our recipe uses half beef, half pork, so it's going to be a little bit more livery flavor. The chicken liver recipes that I have seen,
they're not quite as liver forward in their flavor. You want everything nice and pureed so that you do not have chunks in your liver dumplings, because nobody wants to bite into a chunk of celery. So the onions and the parsley and the celery are all blended together. And now we are going to process the beef liver. This does not look appetizing, but it is a very important step. We have our beef liver ground up and our pork liver was already ground. I don't know if you can see the difference in color, but each liver has a different flavor profile. I know it doesn't sound like it should, but it does. So we're gonna weigh it out, and we have equal parts of beef liver and pork liver. Are you still gonna eat liver dumplings after you see this? Mm-hmm. You are, okay.
Because they're still delicious. Yes. How are we
They're
doing?
gonna be in the liver
Oh, perfect. Yeah? Oh, the same in color?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's dark and this is white.
Yeah.
They're the same.
Yeah, you're right.
That's dark.
Don't
and
put
this
your
is
finger
same.
inside of there, okay?
Okay.
And if you decide to try this at home, I recommend you wash your dishes immediately because they get really sticky.
This recipe uses 2.5 pounds of liver.
So you want to mix this stuff together very slowly or you're going to have a mess.
About 1/4 of the flour goes into the mixer. And then all of the wet ingredients goes into the mixer.
And I'm going to go ahead and start cracking eggs because it takes a lot of them.
May help you crack eggs?
You can help me crack eggs.
Thank you.
Okay, crack it on the side.
I want to put them in my own book.
Oh, okay, that's fine, you can. And the seasoning mixture that we use, salt, pepper, allspice, and cloves. I've also seen coriander in recipes and nutmeg also in recipes. So liver and apples do go well together because like liver and apples is like very common, but when I have liver and apples in my liver dumplings, it's very sweet.
Why do you put liver and apples together?
On a salad, like apple pieces and then fried liver on a salad.
Interesting. We don't always have the same taste.
Never. Except for liver dumplings.
Right, right.
Again, if you're looking for a recipe online, like to see like a more authentic German recipe, these are called liver Spaetzles.
Our Liber
Spaetzle. They are traditionally served in like a beef broth. You cook them. We'll show you how to do that later. And then you put them in a beef broth and then eat them kind of like a soup. That's not how we eat them. We put them into a roaster. And then I add more flour. When do we add the egg?
Anytime.
Okay.
Whenever you feel like you need more wet ingredients, which is going to be shortly.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take your bowl. I think I need some more eggs.
I'll get it back.
Make sure you scrape the sides to keep everything well incorporated. And also make sure you don't have like flour stuck to the bottom or anything, which we do not.
And run your mixer on slow.
Yes, your mixer should never be on anything very fast, or all of this goo is going to spew out the sides.
I got all the eggs and Grandma got some eggs.
Thank you.
There's 2 on me. Perfect.
And that's what the guard is for.
Oh, it's right there. Should I put it on? It's time for the guard. Making me very nervous.
When I say it barely fits, I mean it barely fits.
Mom says it fits in her mixer.
That's why you need the guard.
This is a 6-quart mixer with a guard. Let's finish off the flour.
This is so cute.
Stand back.
All right. And there
Is
you
that
have it.
done? Are we done?
That's the dough. That's what it looks like.
Are we done?
Liver dumpling dough.
Are we done?
It is, and we're not done yet. Are you ready to eat them? You are. It's very thick. It has a very thick consistency. If you have it too thin, then you're going to get these long, stringy dumplings, and that's not what we're going for. We want something that's got a little bit of a chew to it. At this point, our dough is done. It is ready to either be cooked or be put in the freezer. And so it works really well if you put it in quart containers, stick it in the freezer, and then when you have a holiday, you bring it out, and that way you don't have this whole big mess. That's why we make a big batch at one time. And then we will use a Spaetzle maker, like this, to boil it into a pot of boiling water back here. There are a variety of different Spaetzle makers, but this is the one that we will use. Some that we find at antique stores and that are older have a lot bigger of a bowl, and they're longer and they're wider. There's also some that are just like a bowl and you can use a spatula for, but this is the one we're going to be using today. We have a pot of boiling water here, and we are adding a little bit of olive oil to it.
Just to keep the dumplings from sticking.
All right. Your dough goes in to your Spaetzle maker.
And then you just scrape them. Just they'll drop into the water.
And as you're scraping them across your Spaetzle maker, they're dropping into the water and making what looks very similar to Spaetzle, which is why they're called liver Spaetzle. And if you don't have a Spaetzle maker, you can also do them on a small plate and kind of flick them into the water with a knife.
Okay. First round is scraped.
Stir.
Stir with that a little bit. It doesn't take them very long to get done.
They will float, and then they cook for just a few minutes more.
I'd probably call them.
Okay, and they're done. And then you transfer them to a separate bowl.
This is probably the most time-consuming part. The most serious part is you having to taste test them.
That's twins.
Coda, how are the liver dumplings?
Good. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
So this is definitely the most tedious part. It takes a long time to get them all scraped and into the thing, but I think that this recipe specifically was one way that the old Germans could use every single part of the animal and have it go feed as many people as possible. You see that a lot in a lot of the old German recipes.
Thank you so much for watching us make our favorite family tradition. If you have any questions,
Or comments.
please comment below.